You guys, this is it. Today is the day I am finally buckling down and we are filming and going through this entire beauty room and all of the upgrades that I have been doing for almost a year now. Some things you guys have already seen obviously through time, but seeing what happens on this end of the camera, it's a little different, and it's definitely worth noting all of the work and money and time that has gone into this beauty room. So we're gonna go through it today after all of that decluttering. And yes, this all started after last year's major declutter, but this year, you guys know, was epic. This one was the most cutthroat I have ever been in a declutter, as you guys have seen. So it is absolutely worthy to go through and kind of show you all of the little special spots in this beauty space that I have been working towards. And I'm gonna tell you the things that I'm still working with and things I'm still planning to get in the beauty room. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I have had this SD card right here that I'm filming on right now that has had footage from last August. All of the things. So I've got stuff on my phone. I've got stuff that we're gonna be going back and forth in time, but don't worry, it's gonna be a good time. Last year was like the start, and this year was the major overhauls with flooring, trim, all kinds of big stuff. But actually reviewing the footage, I forgot this little medallion thing on the wall was literally propped up against that wall on a footstool for like a year. Just little things like that that have poof gone out of my brain. I can't believe I'm gonna show you just how different it feels on this end of it, and how I've organized, and just how I spend my time in this room when I'm not filming with you guys. A big part of this beauty space not only is about the makeup though, there is obviously makeup heavy content in this video and as you've seen on my channel, but I also love to do other lifestyle things that you're absolutely going to be seeing in the beauty room behind the scenes here. I do have a closet in this beauty room, and it is definitely dedicated to a lot of my fun swimsuits, but also all of my amazing outfits that I love specifically for this time of year that I've received from my friends at Cupshe. And I am so grateful that yet again in 2024, they are a great partner and sponsor of today's video. So you are gonna get a little treat as well of seeing where in the beauty room I like to do this and just kind of feel my best for the content you also see on my Instagram. And if you don't follow me there, you can follow me right here. So let's just finish up this look and let's get into it. As many of you guys have seen, this is the part of the beauty space where a lot of times I will be doing try-ons for you, and that is no exception with this video. Show me an outfit with pockets and I will show you a brand new favorite. My friends, I have that favorite for you now. We have pockets, and I am obsessed with this onesie jumper. If you've watched my Cupshe hauls before, and I've worked with them forever, as many of you know, this is my color. It works really well with my skin tone. We have another strapless moment. We love that in the spring and summer. Super cute. I love that we're cinched in at the waist. I'm bustier, so I like anything that is going to give some shape to an outfit. This might be a new favorite, you guys, because it is so comfortable. It is more flattering than some of my other jumpers that I have because of this nice silhouette. It has everything concealed. We love this one. 10 out of 10. No notes. Love this. This dress is so comfortable. I love a just boho throw on a dress moment, and this is it. You take her to the beach. You take her running around on errands. It is long enough that I am not worried about my own personal Marilyn Monroe moment, which we all know when we're wearing a dress in that spring, summertime, it does cross our minds, doesn't it? I feel like it is so comfortable, so flattering, not too heavy of a fabric, but definitely not too light. It's not see-through or anything. I think this is so cute. I think this is so fun for spring and summer. Clearly I have shoes to match and other accessories like these. So we are so ready. Can we just talk about how adorable this jumper is? This is like a one piece, but it has these open sides, so when you walk, you get the nice breeze. You have that extra sexy moment. I am living for how comfortable this is. How I can just look like I'm all put together and stylish and ready to go. This is definitely giving me all of my summer beach girl vibes that you all know I live for. So cute, so comfy, super fleshy, but also very flattering on a wide variety of body types. So this dress is lightweight and it's very airy. It's got these layers to it too that I think are gonna be really nice. I think it's super cute. I love the color. I love the pattern on the bottom of the dress. I love that the top is like a very dark, like black solid moment, so that way you can really elevate this, make this a going out dress, or you can keep it casual, keep it relaxed, make her a beach vibe moment. I'm all about this. I think this is so much fun. I love the vibe of this dress. I will say you will need a little bit more support with this top, so definitely have your best strapless bra and be ready to go. Let me tell you right now, no one can tell me anything about this dress because I have been obsessed with it for, I don't know, since the day I got it. So at least 4 days. I actually traveled with this dress. I love it. I've washed it twice. I think this is super flattering. I've gotten compliments all about it because it is so cute. Okay, can we just discuss how much fun this dress is? I love the flow of this. This is also a color scheme that you guys know I love. Now this has some little cup sleeves on it, and I didn't know that these were more elastic, so just keep that in mind for this cup sleeve. Look at this pattern. Look at how vibrant this is. This is so much fun for summer. Now this dress is so cute, but if you are busty like me, this may be something that you're being a little bit more, I don't know, coverage with maybe a different type of bralette or something underneath. I do not have one, but this is the type of dress that I think is super cute. It's got some cutouts. I loved the print. The print is what made me go, yes, please, about this dress. There's also an adorable swimsuit in here from the JoJo line that also isn't quite fitting in a way that I think YouTube will approve. So what I will do is show it on the model. I think this is stunning and I am so ready for my beach days. I cannot tell you. Almost all of my swimsuits that I wear are directly from Cupshe. They are my favorites because they fit all different body types, and it is so nice to be able to fit into something even when you have a larger bust or some bigger booty. I love that so much. Using my code Fisher15, you can get a discount of 15% off with your purchase of $65 or more. I have always loved working with Cupshe. I think they are fantastic. They're a great brand to work with because it's so women positive that it just makes my heart so happy that I get to pass on those deals to you guys. Thank you so much to Cupshe for continuing to be an amazing partner for my channel here. I love working with them so much. And now let's get back into this beauty room tour because there is a lot to go through. Let's talk about this little nook in the beauty room that you've probably seen before. This is like a little cozy corner for me in a way. This is where I start every single morning, where I get up, I take care of the dogs, you know, do my dog mom duties, but then I come and I just take my time. And my time always starts in my beauty room here. This is actually Cooper's pillow, which is why I'm holding on to it, because I'm also in Cooper's chair. A lot of you have also seen this is where Cooper hangs out all day long with me. So I think there's a little bit of that feeling when he's in here with me, like, well, why are you sitting in my chair, mommy? But I'm like, this is mommy's chair. This is the space where I every single morning sit, and whether I meditate or do some deep breathing or just finish waking up, start my coffee over here. This is my morning ritual where I take care of myself. I have my plants over here. I have a few really pretty beach-like crystals over here. They make me super happy, and this room gets the best lighting in the entire house. So yes, it's my beauty room because it is the best lighting in the house, but also it's like my Zen space. That's another reason that this is the best way for me to wake up in the morning, because this is where I get to see outside my windows my beautiful trees that I am obsessed with and love so much. And I get the sunshine in here. There's a lot more light that gives in here. It's like when people come to visit my house, I always take them to this space, and I'm always like, this is the best room in the house, because it is. But it's also the smallest room in the house. So most people would be like, what? Coming from tiny house living, those things don't bother me in the least. If anything, it's more special to me because it's so curated in every nook and cranny of being all of the things that I love. So I had to kind of like lead the video really with this corner because this is truly where I start every single day. You've probably seen it on Instagram every morning where I'm just kind of like going through my morning rituals. And as we look up above my little corner here, I had Adam install these shelves, and honestly, they were a feat to install. I feel like they add this gorgeous boho vibe to them with being more of the natural wood, which really brings in the warmth into this cooler toned space. As many of you guys know, when I first bought this house, I had the walls being like this yellow color from the previous homeowner, and it just really washed out makeup looks. It wasn't really my vibe, so I did go back to this rhinestone color, which was something you guys had already seen me talk about, but I did want some pops of warmth throughout the room, just to kind of give it a little bit more of that beachy vibe that I definitely live for, which is why I ended up installing this piece here that I'm obsessed with and the shelves. So I will say the content up here has changed over time, and it probably will continue to. Right now, it's definitely just totally my vibe for the moment in this part of my life. So let me tell you what's up here. Okay, so on the first shelf, I started collecting seashells, as you guys may have seen in my previous video, and I'm gonna show you more in this video. And this is just kind of where some of them started to get stored. I love it. I'm very coastal beachy. It's just my thing, and I'm obsessed with it. I also have some like fossilized shells that have crystals growing out of them. I just thought that was so cool when I found that at a local shop, so I had to have it. Also, more of the crystal bookends that are my pops of blue that I love. I wanted those more as decor than holding up to books. Obviously, this handsome picture of Adam and I on a cruise back when we were, gosh, were we dating or engaged? I think we were engaged. Hold on. Let me see a little closer. All right, I see a ring, so I know we were at least engaged. I got this at like Bell's Outlet or something, and it's just a, some people could interpret it as a dolphin fin, a whale fin, or a mermaid fin. I love it so much. And then going up to my second shelf, it's where I started to keep all my perfume collection. I really just wear mostly two, but when I got these Victoria's Secret minis, I popped them up there, and I have found myself reaching for them. I also have some more cockle shells and this adorable crystal with a face on it. He's so cute. I loved him. I like to see him peeking out at me over here when I come in the mornings. And then on the top shelf, I have a candle that's a flameless candle inside of this decanter. Again, a little pop of green blue to help kind of like warm up the space. Something that I think I also got that from like a Bell's Outlet or something, where it's kind of the representation of coral in my fun blue-green color, as we can tell with the nails. I love it. A selenite tower and another big shell up there. So I'll probably switch this around even more throughout time, but right now that is what's up in this corner if you were ever curious. This piece I think I did get like at a Tuesday morning or something, because I knew I wanted something for my background that was more of a neutral shade, something that was very boho beachy but would fill the space. We're gonna have to do a quick fade back because I totally forgot that this massive medallion was sitting on the floor. It was sitting on the floor, or it was sitting on a footstool for a year. A year, because once we figured out that this wall wasn't easy to drill into, it was a hard time getting my favorite husband, Adam, to do it. So he did this the same time he did the shelves for me. Thanks, Adam. I'm gonna be so honest with you right now. I cannot move forward with the rest of this beauty room tour without tackling the biggest thing I was waiting for since last year to do to this beauty space. And it's made such a difference for me behind the camera. So let's talk about the floors. The floors in this beauty room before, I'm gonna have to do a before and after because it was, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. It was rough. It was really bad. The terrible vinyl, whatever flooring that the previous homeowner had in here was not properly laid. There was no trim along the edges or anything. And also it was just really thin, crappy material. So every time you took a step in this beauty room, if I didn't have this rug down, you would hear the gaping of the floor meets the really thin, crappy flooring. So every step you took, you felt mobility. It was moving. It was so bad. It was just bad. But the flooring really had to kind of come in phases in this house because of time constraints. We got the main part of the house done. You've seen in a previous vlog. Did you see it in a previous vlog? I think you saw it in a vlog last year. This room had to wait, and the office in the other part of the house had to wait until this year due to time constraints, because the flooring that your girl chose is apparently much like anything else that I pick. It was kind of high-end, kind of bougie, therefore really hard to work with when we were doing it ourselves. My dad and Adam put in the flooring throughout our whole house, and thank goodness my dad is so handy. The flooring for this is, I think it's over 6 feet per plank, and only 3 planks could fit in a box because they're so thick, super thick. So it takes a lot to cut it. It takes a lot to make sure that it's done correctly so everything will lay beautifully. And good job, Adam. Good job, Dad. They laid the floors in here so well that I so notice a difference. The floor is like a real floor. You can dance on it and it doesn't move, nothing crazy. It's such a vast difference, not only in quality of this flooring, but also I have to say the aesthetic, because it was a darker brown, which I would have been fine with if it was a good quality. We did decide we wanted all of our flooring throughout the whole house to match, so that's why everything throughout the whole house is this flooring. But they're really wide planks, so they make the room feel even more spacious. And it's just such a nice, cozy feeling when I come into this space, because it is cozy since it is like a smaller room, but it brightens everything up in a smaller room so it doesn't feel so tight. It doesn't feel so small. I then was charged with doing the trim, and y'all, when these walls are like cylinder block walls behind whatever else is in here in these 1960 homes on the coast, it is wild. We ended up really doing our due diligence specifically in this room. Okay, it is now 3 days since we have started this whole thing, and I'm pretty happy with the progress that was made. The room is essentially like done. I just have to put it all back together. I am testing right now because I'm impatient how well the liquid glue, what is that, liquid nails, is going to hold this backboard, which is probably going to be the most visible baseboard possible, because all of these could be nailed in correctly and beautifully. However, these are all going to be covered up by desks and, life things. However, this wall is cylinder block, if I've not mentioned it, so there was no way to nail in a baseboard, which is likely why the previous homeowners just didn't do anything. Like, they didn't have a frame around the door, which we have now, and I'm so happy about it. This room does not look so, half-assed, half-done, DIY'd. And now we've used liquid nails to try to adhere this, but nothing is like 100% level, so I'm going to have to do some caulking here. And we used kettlebells to press up the baseboard against with the liquid nails overnight. It has now been 23 hours, and I'm getting impatient because I have meetings tomorrow that I need to do in this room. So I'm kind of just pulling back one of the kettlebells, to which my dad called them weighted balls, to see if this starts to come out or pop out or anything, and it's not, so that's good. So I think pretty soon I can take these over, move them away, and start putting this room back together. I'm trying to wait until Adam comes home because these are really heavy to move and I don't want to scuff up the new floors. But he's not going to be home for hours, and I am so impatient. I just want to get the room back together while I still have light up and the sun is out, because the sun hasn't been out in days. But I'm so pleased. It not only completes a room, but it's so pretty, and it actually helps to show the contrast that the wall is more of a light gray versus a white, which really helps differentiate the 3 tones in the beauty room here. I guess technically the 4 tones, because the rug in here is a little bit more on the warm side compared to the floor, which does have some warm and cool properties in it. And then the white trim helps to kind of like balance it out and see the gray. The chair matches the rug a little bit. So it's nothing too matchy, which is what I wanted. But at the same time, it gives you the complexity of the colors all in the same color wheel. Does that make sense? So I love that. Can I also just say it was a bitch? Every bit of every new thing that we had to do, nothing was easy or straightforward. So the flooring went smoother because we'd had a previous year of working on it, but it was still a task in itself. The trim, the same thing. So it's getting its own moment in this video because this was hard work for days and days, weeks and weeks, months and months. Yeah. Oh, and I painted it too. That counts. All of that counts. Okay, moving on. I also wanted a pop of green, and I had been thinking I wanted a palm tree of sorts in my background, but I could not figure out what I wanted. And I lucked out after 2 years of honestly looking, because good faux plants are not cheap. Some of you may know that. This beauty was only like, I think $49.99, which is still pricey, but not nearly as pricey as like the $100 ones I was seeing. Well, 100 plus. So most of them were like 150, honestly. Beauty that you see in my background, and I am obsessed with her. I do tend to fluff around her leaves a little bit because I'm still trying to figure out the best like lay for my background, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it. For those of you that have seen all of my videos, you are the real MVP, and thank you so much. When I first moved into this house, I gave you guys like a quick once over of what the beauty room was looking like, and it will not be unknown that it was rough. Like I said, the walls were yellow, there was no trim, everything looked rough. I feel like that's the best descriptor of what honestly a lot of the house looked like, but this space in particular, because it wasn't a main living space. And something that I know some of you pointed out in the very beginning when I moved in, and I pointed it out because it's so obvious, but it kind of like isn't something most people think about. It seems like something super easy, but it wasn't. Door trim. That seems so minor, right? You're like, oh, they sell door kits at Home Depot, or my dad's done it, or my husband's done it, or we had a guy do it. Y'all, this beauty room was at one point the previous house's like front porch aesthetic. We now have a front porch on the other side of this door, but this was the porch. So what does that mean? It means nothing is level. It means nothing was easy. There's a reason there was never a door frame here. Now we're not 100% done with it, but we did actually get one installed, and it makes such a difference. It seems so minor, I'm sure to y'all, because you never see really this corner of the beauty room, but it makes such a difference because I see it daily. Thanks, Dad. This has been featured before on my channel, but we're gonna get a little bit more into it today. This is the top of my tall IKEA drawers, and y'all, I like this to be a little like a store. I like this to be aesthetic. I like it to be very whimsical, very beachy, some crystals, some jewelry. I want a little bit of everything, and that's why this just makes my heart so happy. I love this space so much, and it's the first thing I really see when I come in the mornings. Like I said, I'm in here every morning. So I've got some crystals here on some selenite. I've got a few gorgeous pieces because I like some shimmer, not just in my makeup, but in the aesthetic in my room. I have a seashell bouquet that I made that needs to be a little reworked. She gets bumped a little bit here. I also have over here my racks of earrings, as I have shown you guys in the past how much I love these. You can literally just take off a pair of earrings off the rack, which is what I did recently for a weekend travel. I love it. I also love my jewelry, obviously, so my bracelets are featured. Mostly bracelets, as you can see. We have some necklaces back here, more earrings over here on the rack, and I did show you guys the drawers in one of my last videos as well, so I won't go into like the nitty-gritty of all of this because you've already seen these as we have been curating each individual drawer. Now for a little piece though that you've not really gotten to see unless you follow me on Instagram. Again, follow me there for behind the scenes. But As we get into this area, I used to have a basket over here that just kind of held on to stuff. And I found that the basket, it was a beautiful wicker basket. I ended up moving it to my entryway for like some catch-all items because I found it was just becoming clutter and I don't like clutter in this space. If anything, I want this part of my beauty room to feel like a store. I want it to feel elevated. I want it to feel beautiful. This piece right here is a mirror with like a crystal resin like inlay into it that I got at one of the very many craft shows that we have here in my area. There's so many like individual boutique style companies that are amazing and I love to support them. So when I found this piece, I fell in love. Adam got this for me for my birthday, and the green inlay here in the resin with all of the sparkles beautifully matches the vanity where my beauty desk is. The drawers that you guys have been seeing for a long time now. It matches perfectly. So this was an aesthetic piece that I was absolutely in love with, and it's the perfect area too because when I'm putting on my earrings in the morning, I use that mirror. And as you can see, as you probably noticed, this is where I'm keeping my more aesthetic handbags. I'll show you the closet in a little bit where the rest of my handbags and clothing live, but this is such a special piece for me because I was really struggling to figure out what I wanted here for so long. This is a little stand that I got online, and this is where I keep all of my beautiful luxury pieces that I am obsessed with. I even got little stands to hold some of these up on because I wanted this to look very aesthetic, very much like a store because it's right across from where I get ready every morning, and I wanted it to look nice, and then I can just pick out which handbag I want and go. Now my windows are, if you are a handbag lover, you know you're supposed to keep your handbags kind of out of direct sun, and this was the perfect nook for that because it's kind of hidden in the back. I have windows over here and up here. So yes, this room floods with light in the morning, but it's not overwhelming in this corner here. So I was like, this is perfect, and it's where I keep all of my little favorites. My dad saw it, and as a hunter himself, he called these my trophies, which it's not totally inaccurate. This is a stand I got from Amazon. They actually had one that was a little bit taller, but Adam talked me out of that because he was like, you don't want it to get too crazy. And don't tell him, but he was probably right because this looks so much better and not overwhelming. It just kind of like looks very seamless. You guys know the vanity is like here in front of my beautiful window. There's this space here that I have been trying to figure out what to do with for forever, it feels. At first, I thought I would make it like a hat rack because I have so many hats. Currently, a lot of my beach hats are up on my windows, chilling on the rack that is for the curtains. Kind of just gives a little bit more of the boho vibe, but I would like something better. So I had the thought they could go here, which could look cute, but then it's just like, I don't know, just hat. And watch me watch this footage back and be like, no, that looks perfect, Nichole. So what I'm currently thinking for here would be similar to the shelves that are over in that corner space that are more of that beautiful rustic wood look. I'm thinking 2 or 3 shelves to help with just a little bit of some decor I want to put out, more shells, obviously, but also maybe some smaller handbags so then I can move some of the bigger ones to other areas in the room. And yes, we are definitely getting into the vanity. That might be the reason why a lot of you guys are watching, is to see kind of how I organize, see what's on the desk now versus what I started with. But there's one more space that I want to show you in the beauty room. Okay, I'm going to try to balance the camera here. Right now it's charging, so it's a little bit more delicate, but now that we're in this part of the beauty room, I can show you. Well, yes, I got another handbag at a resale shop for a good cause. It was a fossil. It's beautiful. It's definitely my color. I mean, look at my outfit, but that's not what I'm showing you. But yes, I have a bag problem. You should know, anytime I have an option of either shoes or handbag, it's going to handbag, as you could probably tell. So it's kind of dark, and I tried to put some lights in there and it didn't work. So let me show you what I got going in this closet. So we have my handbag collection through the years. There's more up top there for some of my larger handbags, boxes. These also are on stands because I wanted them to be beautifully featured, as you can see. I did try to install some lights there, and they're the sticky kind, so they weren't exactly working the best. I think the lighting's getting a little bit better the longer I put the camera on it, so it kind of gives you an idea here. But these top two shelves are my handbags, and I'm obsessed. I did a massive clean out of my clothes when we were doing the flooring. So this is a lot of, like I said, this is Cupshe. Like, I really do wear the clothes that I talk about with you guys. I did a big clean out from things that either I've had for years or I'm just not wearing anymore. Wanted to gift those away, but I still have so many amazing clothes and outfits. Down here, there are some beautiful shoes on some shoe racks. Again, less of a shoe girl, more of a jewelry, makeup, and handbag girl. We're gonna dive right into what has changed on the beauty desk, in the beauty desk, what I sit on, every bit of it. My friends, she's here, she's beautiful. She's been on my wish list for about 1.5 years. It's here, it's here. One of the last puzzle pieces is here for the beauty room updates. I am so excited. I have been eyeballing this chair before it became viral. I have been eyeballing this chair. I've had it in my wish list 1.5 years. It's gone viral within the past like 6 to 8 months. It is the crisscross chair if you are unfamiliar. Let me show you. It looks like it's gonna be like a boring office chair, but it is not. Let me tell you, it is wide enough in the seat to be a crisscross chair, and I sit crisscross all the time. I got this chair back when I lived in my tiny house. I loved the vibe, I loved the aesthetic, but over like time, it gets cracked, it just starts to fall apart. It's just not the vibe, also not that comfy, and I always sit crisscross, always. So it's a little tough in just a regular size seat. Also, it nicks up super easy. I loved like the wooden back of it. I always thought it was really nice looking, pressed up against the desk. And I need a chair on wheels. I really, really do. See, it looks okay, it looks fine. But it was time for an upgrade because it has been years since I got an upgrade in my chair. So we are upgrading, but I was waiting on the crisscross chair, honestly, for this long because none of them had wheels before. And I need a chair with wheels, as you just witnessed. You saw how that works. So now I get to put this together. Should she wait for her husband to come home, or should she just try to do it herself? These are the questions that we ask ourselves. But do you see? Look how big this is. I'm excited. Excited. Okay, look at this nonsense. So this is the hardware that it came with and the tools. I flipped it over. Important. Insert screws into proper hole locations of chair. Improper use of screws will void the warranty. Did you give any instructions? What's happening here? I'm gonna do my best to link everything I possibly can for you guys down in my description. And this chair will be in there because it was so much cheaper than the one that I thought I had to have. But luckily it went viral, so I think some other brands came out with some more cost-effective versions. Now, this chair, because I do spend all of my time in this chair, and I really do mean like all of my Monday through Friday, plus sometimes on the weekends chair, because I do work out of this chair as well a lot of times. I tell you, I did upgrade the wheels. So I will link those as well because they're just better wheels for moving around on a rug meets regular flooring. It's so wonderful and I love it so much. This chair was a huge upgrade for the beauty room and for my back. Now let's go to the vanity top because things had to change here too in order to suit how I've changed with my makeup, my skincare, all of it. Look what just arrived, and it didn't require any assembly. So let's see how I can get all of these pieces that are lippies that are literally spread everywhere in here. I searched and searched for the perfect just vanity top piece to hold my skincare. I also searched for something better to hold all of my brushes. And then, as you've seen recently in my declutters, I had to get something different for lippies. It was just insane what I was working with. I think the first thing I attempted to do was get different lip caddies. And unfortunately, I had to go through a few different rounds of different styles to figure out what would work. Because I found this one piece that had lip products on each side because I didn't want to have too much clutter dedicated to lip products. But unfortunately, as pretty as that was and as how it thought it would look really functional, when you started to spin it, the bigger lipsticks and the favorite things in my collection were constantly falling out. So that just was not gonna work. Ended up having to return that, and I got these two pieces off of Amazon. This is a lipstick caddy. You could really use this for anything, but for me, it perfectly holds my longer lip glosses, lipsticks, lip products that don't fit into standardized just little cubbies like over here, or anything that was going to be on a rotation. It just wasn't going to work with these longer products. And they are a bit heavier as well, so I feel like the weight of them was really making it difficult. So I thought this was beautiful. I thought this was aesthetic. It is glass. And the first one that I got came cracked, so they had to send me another one. But I am super pleased with this. I think this is high quality, bougie. It is a little heavy, but it just means it's going to last. I love this. Everything on my vanity needed an upgrade because it was just those really crappy acrylic pieces that maybe weren't attractive, but also not very functional and didn't hold the best amount of product for what I do here. We saw this earlier in one of my declutters. This was completely filled with lip products. As we can see, I've definitely condensed it down, which did make me think, did I really still need two different products? But just like anything else I found, these longer pieces just don't fit into these types of containers. They keep falling out. So for me, it is worth it to have this more pretty aesthetic piece on here that actually holds what I need it to, and this product to hold more bullet lippies, smaller products, lip oils, things like that. I also just like that they were really affordable on Amazon, and no matter how much I hunted in the stores, sometimes that worked out better. So for the lip products, Amazon was where it was at. Now for my brushes, this was a product I ended up finding at Marshall's. And this was way better than what I had before because I really had to condense down my brushes previously. I couldn't have all of the types of brushes I wanted on my vanity without it just being in multiple different caddies. I wanted everything in one. And this is way more than probably most people need, but it's honestly what I need. I got it on Marshall's for $12 on clearance. Like, you can't beat that. And it also visually went with this piece that was also sitting on my vanity. So while I don't need everything to be matchy-matchy, I do like them to look aesthetically pleasing. And then I happened to stumble across, I'm gonna have to see if I can pull all these things out for you, but this thing is massive and I honestly didn't know if it would work, but everything I was finding online was bulky, it was plasticky, it just wasn't pretty. Let me see if I can do some stuff here for you. This is a Rachel Zoe vanity and it actually has like pressed flowers into it. It's super pretty and unfortunately you don't see that really with all of the products I put on top of it. But this also matched the brush container that it was going right next to. And while I still felt like I had a lot of room in the tray, it was really gonna eat up the rest of the area that I had dedicated to some other products. So luckily it was small, so all I had to do was put my less aesthetically pleasing piece here that holds some of my lip glosses and lip liners that is really functional for me. It can just sit in here and just kind of like blend in with the rest of it. So you don't really notice the plasticky, acrylic-y look as much. And then I can put everything back to use it. It's pretty perfect setup for me right now, and I'm very, very pleased with this. I was really hunting for way too long, probably, for all of these pieces. So while these may not be like the most, I don't know, stimulating or sexy thing to talk about, for functionality for what I do in this beauty room and how I get ready in the day, it made such a difference to have everything accessible, easy to reach, but also attractive, because this is a place I come in the mornings for my Zen moments. Now let's get into the drawers. Oh, wait, before we do that, I'm gonna show you one other thing. On top of my vanity here, I do have a mirror that I got off Amazon that I've had since my St. Louis days. I can't find anything like it with a long neck, so I don't have to like lean over to do my mascara. This is an IKEA desk drawers, topper, extra piece here on top just for some elevation and extra drawer space. Got my Google here, some extra pens. But this mirror over here was such a new game changer for me because it was impossible to do my hair in this tiny little mirror. So I did upgrade. I got this off Amazon too, and it has 3 different light settings to it. You can also make it dimmer, you can make it warmer. I got it off Amazon and it's not anything sponsored, anything that was gifted. I really like it. That it's big enough to actually do my hair in and you can kind of see a little bit more of everything. Some things just make life more simple and you need it. Now in the makeup drawers, you've seen throughout all of my declutters, I do have little caddies here. I really like them to be something that is easily cleanable, something that is large enough to fit everything I need into it, but also blend with everything else. I like that they're clear so I can show you guys on camera how full something is or maybe what is inside of it. I think I got these, I talked about these when I originally got them when I was putting my beauty room together the first time around when I moved in. I think I got these, like, I started to get them at Big Lots and then I couldn't find them anymore at Big Lots and then I had to find like the actual maker. So if I can find links for them, I will put them in there below. And there was another container y'all asked me about. See, I have some other colors here that I also got from Big Lots because they weren't like large enough in the other versions that I had, but I don't like that they're, you know, different colors, but you know, who cares? It's just me seeing them. But you guys had also asked about this piece that holds all of my Super Shock shadows. This is something I got off Amazon and it is always linked in my Amazon links. So definitely check that out if you are needing something to hold all of your potted makeup. I love it. But you've kind of seen how I organize all of my makeup through my declutters, but really quickly I'll go through that for you as well. I like things to be functional, so I make my top drawer things that I would reach for in the beginning of my makeup. My primers, my concealers, my foundations, and my skin tints. Those all go in the very top drawer. Second drawer here is powders. I'm an oily girl and things tend to crease. So I have powders right in my second drawer to be easily accessed. I also have brow products. I have struggled for a long time of where to put mascaras. Sometimes they'd be on top of the vanity, but I've always found that I needed them to be higher up in my drawers. So I do have a little caddy here for them. The third drawer, which is deeper in my IKEA drawers here, is where I keep a lot of the face products and the grandma towel, the known grandma towel that I always do my makeup with. I am a messy girl and it's just important to have that with me. So here is bronzers, blushes, highlighters, and in the very back here are face palettes. I don't tend to reach for those a ton. I can slide things around if I need to come back here and reach for things. And I'm so happy to say that my eyeshadow palette drawer is still saying super curated since we did that massive declutter. I have my small eyeshadow palettes up front so I don't lose them because that's very easy for me to do in their own little caddy. Again, I wish it was more this style, but you know, I'm working with what I got, but I may upgrade this soon because it does leave some room to be desired. That piece I was talking about earlier for my eyeshadow palettes, so I don't forget about those because those, for some reason, when I had them in the bottom shelf, were so easy to forget. So I put them there with the majority of my eyeshadow palettes. And then the middle size palettes over here on the far end. Pull one out and use it. This one is pretty vacant, honestly, right now since I've done such a big declutter. It has the biggest palettes in it since I can't really fit those in the higher drawers. Backup sponges, makeup bags for travel, for jewelry, things like that. And I told you guys I'd be giving you a little bit more in depth about my seashell collection. This is over here by my morning chair that I was telling you about. I've got some crystals, but I also have some cleaned off shells that I am just obsessed with. I have a whole technique on how to clean these. Do you guys want to see this on here? I've shared it on my Instagram, but I've never shared it here. If you want to know how to make your seashells pop with color and shine, I can show you 2 different methods that works beautifully. If you are interested, let your girl know. There is nothing better for me than going to the beach and finding a personal little treasure that you want to see every single day. But I'm such a beach girl. It is my favorite. So this is just one of my little windowsills. The other one is massive. So I feel like this collection is ever growing. I actually just picked this up. This is a crystal actually in the shape of a mermaid tail, and it just made my heart so happy. And it fits so beautifully with some of my very bold, beautiful shells that I was like, oh, that is a must. I just love the whimsical feel, very breezy vibes of these shells. I love them. I need to clean just a few more of them, but these are my favorite thing. Poor Adam will come home and regularly see so many new shells in our garage, sometimes on our counter as I'm getting ready to clean them. I just love them. They make my heart so, so happy. I'm a beach girl at heart through and through, even where I can't really see them because it's behind mirrors now. I'm just like, yep, they're here. I have seashells all over my home, and they just bring that beachy vibe to me, even on like gray days or in the winter time. I love them. And this is only part of it. There's so much more in the house, you guys. I love what I call my seashell bouquets that I have all throughout the house, because to me, they're even better than real flowers. You know, they're better than flower bouquets because these are stunning. They last. They give me all my beachy girl vibes. So guys, this has been a pretty thorough tour of the beauty room. I know it's small and I may have just felt like I was giving you too much information, but maybe I didn't. I wanted you to know all of the little nuances in here because this is my favorite room in the house. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me in my beauty room today, for caring how I organize. I know a lot of you guys were really interested in this the first time I mentioned it. So I'm so excited to be able to bring this to you, show you the upgrades that I've done, let you know the future things that I have in mind. And thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you liked this video. Thank you so much to Cupshe for sponsoring this video. I so appreciate it. And if you guys like my little channel, please hit the thumbs up, comment below, share the video. It helps my little channel to grow so much, and I so appreciate you guys. I will see you in the next one. And it's gonna be a fun one. I just got in a package. A big one. Bye, friends.